And we're here. Hello. Welcome. Whether you're watching this live or archived, still, same thing as always. So, hello, Mr. W, and also hello, Griffordia. I think that you did also watch part of last stream, although I missed that message. I watched the archive back, which, perfect time to mention this, is available on YouTube, yes. I'm joking, but it is there if you want to watch it. But yeah, I watched it back, and I saw that Mr. W actually typed in chat saying that you were watching so that I can greet you, but I missed that message. So I'm greeting you now. So hello. We're doing Roller Coaster Tycoon today, as you probably know. So yes. I've already got it open on the other in the background, basically. So let's just switch over to that then. Here we go. I'll just load our save game from before. This one. Yes. And we were working on the first, well, I say working on, we were playing on the first scenario still. And I think that we'll probably finish the scenario actually this time, because we've already got the bronze and silver tier, so the, what was it? Amateur and entrepreneur, I think they were called. And we're now working on getting Tycoon for this scenario. Yes. No, apprentice it was. So apprentice we've got, entrepreneur we've got, now we're working on Tycoon. We've already got enough guests. We just need a minimum park value of £100,000. Actually, is the sound working? Yes, it is working. And if the sound is too loud or too quiet, please let me know. Any other Tycoon games you like? Yes, I very much like Transport Fever, Open TTD, which is Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe, and also City Skylines is another one. Yeah. So let's see. Right. A few things just happened. So, first of all, this is our park so far. We've got quite a few rides. Last time we ended where I started construction on this Cheshire Cat ride house here. And we did just unlock tulips. It's funny because it says new invention tulips, as if they had to invent tulips and now they're available. That's, yeah. Oh, and we need to place more food stalls. Right. That's kind of loud, but it might just be just that you were very close. Yeah, I actually turned the volume all the way up in OBS, just so that it's synchronized, but yeah, that's probably very loud, so I'll turn it down in-game. Game volume, maybe something like this. That sounds better, if we've got the same volume. Oh, and look at how much litter there is. Okay, before we get into this, I need to place some more litter, some more rubbish bins here. Like this, maybe. And you can see them actually buying ice cream here. Okay. Now let's see. Right, I want to actually turn this on so we can see when people in the stream, well, peeps that I made, people who are watching the stream actually come to visit the park, because they will actually just arrive like anybody else, and you will then just see the names above their heads. That should be fine. Very realistic sounds. It really sounds like a crowded area. Yes, this is a really, really well-made game. Okay, so this structure here. Right. I want to finish this. So last time, I placed one of these pieces on the wrong side, which is this little one here. So I'm just going to place this on the right side, which is, wait, this one? No, that was the wrong side. This is the right side. Right. Side, yes. So I think that's okay for now, as a sort of basic shape. And I will go in and change... Actually, let's do that now, why not? You're presumably going to give it a roof? Yes. But I want to put things in it first, because it's easier to do when there's not a roof on it. And because of that, I'm actually going to... Oh, merry-go-round, one had to make an emergency stop. That's not nice, but also not that bad. So, the thing is, I might want to unlock more things to put in here, but we're going to finish this scenario pretty soon anyways. So I'm actually going to leave the research as is for now. Actually, let's see, what's our finance? Oh, our finances are looking really good in the moment. So I am actually going to increase the funding for research up to 250, which means it's just going to go a little bit... Well, actually, how about... Well, okay, well, let's do 300, so it's going to go a bit faster. Right, so... Now let's put on not a roof, but rather windows and things like that, because I want to do that first. We've got a wall with an arch. Oh, insect house. Oh, we could place that sometime, because my headcanon is always that there are animatronics in those things, because the animations just look so... well... low quality, so unrealistic as well. The game is from 2004 and so on. So, right, we can have like a gate here. We could have some windows. Maybe, let's see, one down here. One up here, because I want this to feel like it's really all over the place. The window placement and things like that. And yes, I actually like the gold surroundings. Drinks one just broke down. That's not too bad at the moment. Oh, right, I completely forgot to ask. How are you, Mr. W and Griffordia, in case Griffordia is not a bot, which might be, I don't know. Oh, and it's been fixed, that's great. Right, so something like that. And let's see. We can have a few other styles of windows as well. So maybe one of these per side. So something like this maybe. Ice cream 1 broke down. Wonder how they managed that. Yeah, not too bad. Got work done way quicker than I expected, so had a lot of time to chill out and relax. Well, that's nice to hear. Okay. Yeah. So, let's see. I don't want this to feel too cluttered. Although, that being said, I'm going to replace those with windows as well, just because it's kind of a corner piece like this. That might make it more interesting. Right, so next is... Well... I was going to say... Actually, what was the previous message? Oh, right, been fixed. Right, that's okay. I was going to say... Next would be to do the roof, but I really want to put things inside as well. Actually, we can do a fence like this for the outside, but I haven't... constructed any of that yet. So now let's just go into some of the props we have. Some of the... oh, giant Ferris wheel. Might place that. Not sure. Alright, so I'm one of some of these things in here. And I am actually going to... I want to put in a floor. And I think the closest thing we have to that at the moment are the chess squares. Because these do kind of look like a floor. I'm not sure if you can change the color on these. Although you might be able to. Oh yes, you are. You are able to. Although that's already the darkest. I mean, that is quite bright. Although shadows are not on at the moment. Tell you what, I'm not going to do it like this. I'm probably just going to paint it a different color and just put in props now. Just because that could then block up some of this area. So what should be in here? Let's see. Glockenspiel? Maybe not. Although maybe outside. Somewhere. Golden lines? No. More chess pieces. Yeah, we don't have that many props yet. That many things. Oh, Janitor 2 is thinking about quitting. What's going on? I've just had enough. Oh, well, I think we might need to hire a bit more staff in that case if he's working too much. Well, let's hire 2 more. Maybe that's fine. Sorry, didn't realize laptop was so low on charge. Did I miss anything important? No, I was just basically, I just looked through some of the scenery items we have available, and it's not that many, so I'm actually going to put all the research into scenery at the moment. What did the janitor say? Put me down for? No, the janitor was thinking about quitting. I think it's because he had too much work to do, because, well, there is still litter here, so I hired 2 more janitors, so that the workload is not that strong. Enterprise 1 has just had to make an emergency stop. Well, first of all, it doesn't look like it's stopped. That might be a bit worrying. And 2, well, it's not that surprising. The Enterprise has had to make several emergency stops in its time out in space. Yeah, but in the chat box I thought he said put me down. Oh, really? Nope, it was just Janitor 2. Oh, right, you mean the other chat box. You mean this one. I've just had about enough. Haha. Literally, I'm being run-ragged. Yeah, I hired more staff. Okay, so I don't have any more things to put in here at the moment, so let's see. Can I change the color of the... Actually, I can probably, using these, using the terrain textures. What does this look like? Ah, this is a... I see. This is a... Because there are 2 different kinds of textures. There are these ones which are very sharp, which have got very sharp edges, and then there are ones that blend together. So I think I'm just going to use these ones in here. And yes, I do realize that it's going to stick out a bit on one side. Oh, and he's quit anyway. Well, I don't know what I could have done there. Maybe I could have tried increasing his salary? Yeah, I could have actually maybe tried that. But, well, he's already quit. Actually, tell you what, I can just disable the things we see, and that, because this, you can actually turn on and off different layers like this. For example, scenery, and you've got ride supports, which actually only matter if rides are actually on, so you can see them turn on and off. Or people, you can actually put in all sorts of other information as well, put on, so including a grid and things like this, or the underground view or things like that. Which was actually quite helpful here. And yeah, it is sticking out a bit, but I can't really change anything like that. So actually, what I can do is maybe create like an outdoor area like this, and just have maybe a fence going around that, so it's part of the design. That might work. Chicago wall medium. Not really gonna be that helpful. Okay, so what's next? I don't really have any things I can put in there at the moment. Except maybe some lamps. Maybe some lamps would work. Although, I'm not sure if I have any Oh right, I do have some unlocked. Although it is never going to be nighttime in this scenario at least. So not sure how much these will change. You can't really see them anyway at the moment. Maybe some objects like this, or maybe this horse rearing up. Although it's all below the tracks. Maybe a Roman column like that, or maybe two of them. Maybe that could be good. Pumpkin lamps, maybe? Yeah, I don't have any of them. I'm not sure if they're in the game, or maybe if they are, I haven't unlocked them yet. Just putting in maybe some statues in here, like maybe doing some sort of thing like the Weeping Angels, maybe, if it's supposed to be a bit creepy. And a giant wasp. Why not? Just putting in a giant wasp. I mean, just for good measure, really. Actually, can I raise this up? Oh, right, I can raise this up. That makes it... Oh, right, but it puts it on a platform. Oops, didn't mean to delete that. I mean, maybe it could be okay if it's on a platform like this. Oh, bamboo window 1 large. When you put in a roof, maybe make it look like the top of a Gothic castle. I can try. It just depends on what things I've got unlocked at the moment. Right, so something like that. Next, well, let's try to do the roof. Because you can't research this thing only. You can only research an area, like scenery, which includes all the other bits of scenery as well. Yeah, I don't really have Gothic things unlocked at the moment. So I'm just going to use a normal roof, maybe change the colors to look to fit with this style a bit more. So maybe have purple tiles. Oh, we've got a safari bin. Exactly what I always wanted. Okay. And right, one other thing that I wanted to mention specifically to you, Mr. W, is that when you were having buffering issues last time, oh right, consider some more training. Right, because you can actually train them, I think. Right, so if I go... Oh, is it in this one? Maybe? I'm not sure. Oh, right, here. Click here to discipline the staff member. Click here to train. Okay, so I'm going to train this one. Sure, why not? Why not? Okay, so yes. But yeah, the buffering. You can, if you've already got, well, if you're using wireless, I would suggest upgrading to Ethernet. If you've already got Ethernet, I would suggest upgrading it to FTTC, which is still a type of broadband or Ethernet, which means that hold on 1 second. Right, which means that they will put in glass fiber to the cabinet, which is outside. They wouldn't have to come in or anything. You wouldn't even notice them. But it does drastically improve the broadband, the download or /upload rate, which is what we've actually done here for the streaming, because the internet was so bad. Even though we did even though we were already using Ethernet, it was just so slow that streaming would have been impossible. So we decided to upgrade that, and with BT, it only costs £3 per month more. And it is just so much better. Like before, I was only getting maybe a few hundred kilobytes per second download, and now it's like 6 megabytes per second. So yeah, that's maybe something to consider. No idea which one I'm using. I'm not the one in the house who does that stuff. I've got a feeling that it might have been the weather, because this has been fine, the stream. May have been that. Yeah, could easily be that. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that is an option, something that you can do if you want to do that, or something to discuss maybe. Anyway, so, and I'm going to put in the chimneys and things after I've put down the main roof tiles sort of thing. That's too far up. That is still too far up. Let's see, where would it need to be? Just a little bit lower. That is actually, is that good? I think that might be good. Thanks for the suggestion though. No problem, no problem. Right, I think that's good. Though, is it? Is it really? No, we had it one higher on the other side. So I'm actually going to do it on this side first, just so that I know how, basically that I can align it to this. Hershey's Kissing Tower has had to make an emergency stop. Maybe we need to increase the maintenance on those so they don't need to make an emergency stop as often. Right, so that looks okay. Well, first things first, half the roof is off. What do you mean half the roof is off? A lot of emergency stops. Oh right, you mean because of, so you mean instead of changing the maintenance, put on the roof first. Or what do you mean by off? Is it off center or something like that? Because I thought I had put it on correctly so far. It's not finished yet, obviously. Oh, what did it just say? New invention, Indian colonial roof inner corner. Yeah, so you see, it just unlocks these segments one by one, which means that to complete a set, it can take a long time. Is that in the... not sure where that's... which set that is in. I might need to go have a look at that later. There's only half the roof. You said you were having problems with it. I think the main problem is that only half of the roof is done. I guess I know what you mean. No, my problem was that I didn't know how far up I needed to bring the segment on the corner. So I put it on next to the wall first, and then put it next to that, so I know how far up I need to put it, if that makes sense. Ferris one, oh no, Fry's one has been fixed. I was gonna say, I don't think we have a Ferris wheel here yet. Right, so like this, and then let's see, what are we going to put in the middle bit? Actually, we've got these corner pieces, which might look good here. Actually, no, because they wouldn't work. Right, they wouldn't work. We've got the rounded pieces, but they wouldn't work either, because then we'd need to round the whole thing, which we're not doing at the moment. So, new invention: prehistoric straight, 3 meters. That's probably straight as in straight wall, not straight as in part of the ocean. Right. I mean, I guess we can put in the cloth strapped one, just like that. I think that might look interesting. Although I might change the second color to be the blue. So, like that. Actually, I think that looks good. I'm gonna keep that. Oh, it's still broken. Yeah, we might need more mechanics in that case. Tell you what, I'm just gonna hire one more. We've already got two. Might as well hire a third one. And information one's broken. A lot of things breaking, yes. Right. So, now... Oh, we've got the colonial walls. Right, this is the thing we unlocked. The Indian colonial roof inner corner. Oh, the prehistoric wall. See, yeah, that's a straight thing. So what do we need next? Office blocks, no. I want to fill in these little areas here. So I'm going to look for another window type, or maybe one which we haven't used yet. No, these look too modern. I think, well, maybe some of these. Ah, no, that's the wrong color. That should be the yellow. And this should be the black. Right? I think so. And that should be the purple. No, that shouldn't be... Should that be purple? No, that should be the blue. Playing Scam right now. I just found a potion of water breathing on the body of basically a zombie in an old abandoned ruin in the mountains. Scam logic, everybody. Well, he might have had it before he died. I suppose. Yeah, I'm just gonna fill that in with windows, basically. Just because I think it looks interesting. Can't do it there, there's too little room. Although I can put in a different piece there, I think. If I've got it. Does it? No, that one doesn't fit there. Is there like a smaller piece of that? One... No, that's not right. No, we haven't unlocked those pieces yet. But that's okay, this is basically... Well, I can put it in on this side. Because we have those pieces. So if I just put in... one there, so that little gap's filled. And one on this side. I can't fill in this little gap with a corner here because I don't have a corner segment that's not the full height. Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay. So now let's see in terms of paths. Maybe, I mean, Well, I could have this path going around here and then connecting on like that. That could work, because then I could maybe put in some food stalls back there. Because they were saying that they needed more food. Let's just put in these ones. Ah, yeah, there's not enough space there. Maybe just one there. Let's see. 1 second. There we go. Just like that. Okay. That looks nice, but wouldn't people have to weave in and out of the coaster supports? Well, the coaster supports automatically go over to the side when you build underneath. So you can see that they've been put to the side. Right. And this ride is already open, that's good. Let's see what the statistics say. Medium, low, low. Excitement ratings, medium, intensity, low, nausea, low. That's okay, that's okay. So, I do want to put in some of those fences from before. Maybe that could add a bit. So, like these ones, they might fit. Yeah, actually I think these fit quite well. And then maybe when we get some Actually, what about trees? Do we have any of those? Actually, yeah, I think I'm just going to place some large sugar pines down here. Maybe not that many, maybe with a little gap. Maybe some medium ones down here. Just because it's a bit lower. Yeah, I think that's nice. Actually yeah, I need to... Yeah, there's not enough space here, because this is a hanging coaster. Although I can place some, say, apple trees in here, just to kind of fill this area in a bit more. Nope, not like that. Oh, right, I see. Right, I literally didn't have enough money to get the tree removed. That's okay. Right, so now I'll save, and then we'll ride that ride, and then we'll place some more rides. Oh, fully saved, good. So now let's see, let's jump in. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. I want to pick one that's just about to leave, so this one, for example. Yep, it's just about to leave. Because this is actually the first time we're riding this one. Oh, so you can already see the structures that are going through the tunnel. Oh, that's a bit low. Nah, that's okay. When you're in here, you can see all the other tracks. You can see the wasp and the statues and things. Then you go back out. Have a nice view of the roller coaster. Oh, that's weird. Yes, I agree. Then you're in here. You can look down there. You're out again. Then down. You can look in the window. Going through here with the wasps. I think the scaffolding actually adds a lot. You can look over here. And I think that it works how weird it is at the moment. And you can, yeah, I think that it actually works a lot. So if you look around like that. Are you going to put in you must be under this height to ride? Well, it would make sense, or maybe just duck your head, please. Right, so yeah, I am just gonna put in a trash bin here because people are already littering. Like literally littering. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a lot of benches over here for some reason. And we've got new invention, Jurassic boulders. Okay, tell you what, I'm actually going to change the research because we've already finished this kind of, so let's say shops and facilities, and what else? People are so considerate, aren't they? Yes, very, very considerate. Very considerate. I mean, you do have to consider their considerateness. So, I think maybe junior rides. Why not? Although things are getting a bit full over here. Anyway, let's go on to placing the first ride for today. So, do you want to... Well, we've only got £200 at the moment. So, actually, right, that's a point. I'm actually going to reduce this back to $250. The funding for the research. And let's see, what should we place? We could place one of these things with a... I like the use of the Doppler effect. Is there Doppler effect? No, there is no Doppler effect here. There is literally no Doppler effect in this game. If you zoom in and out, it just gets quieter and louder. With the roller coaster, it's embedded into the files sometimes. Like that the sound is like lower or higher if they're going, but there is no actual Doppler effect. Maybe do something watery. Yeah, well, we don't have any water rides at the moment. So what I can do is, instead of funding these, I can fund the water rides. There are also pools. Actually, how much would it cost to put down pools? Well, we can try the pool. Okay, well, let's try the pools, in which case I'm going to put this back the way it was. So what did we have? Path and Junior, I think it was. New invention. Mask in neutral pose. Okay. Isn't getting quieter and louder as you get closer further away the Doppler effect? No. The Doppler effect is that if you move towards the audio source, or if the audio source moves towards you, then the sound waves are going to be bunched up together. So the thing moves like this, so it emits a sound wave, but then it's moving with, so it emits the next sound wave, so they're getting bunched up together, which the effect is a higher frequency. So the pitch is higher, the closer, the faster it's going towards you. And then if it's going away, the effect is inverted. So it emits the sound, travels away, then it emits another bit of sound as it travels further away, which means the sound waves are spaced apart further. So the waves are stretched instead of, well, instead of compressed. So the sound sounds lower. Yeah? Getting louder and more quiet is just the intensity of the wave, so to speak. Alright, and remind me, what is the butterfly effect again? Okay, well, I'll do that while I'm placing a pool. So the butterfly effect is basically that... alright, that's a bit expensive. Alright, so about the pool, we're not having a pool. Yeah, it's just too expensive at the moment. Alright, we've unlocked a new path type tarmac, that's okay. I'm just gonna place a different ride because we don't have anything watery at the moment. We do have... that's too expensive, and besides animatronics anyway, which I might do. So the butterfly effect is that seemingly inconsequential things have drastic consequences. So, for example, something had to make an emergency stop, by the way. Yeah, the mechanics are automatically going to fix that. Right, so I'm actually just going to place the crooked house. Let's see where... Oh, safest park. Really? Safest park? Emergency stop, emergency stop. Has gotten restraint stuck closed. Has failed. Door stuck open. Had to make an emergency stop. Really? Safest park? That's not saying a lot for the other parks then, is it? Oh, we've got a new path type, Sandy. That's good. Tell you what, gonna change the research funding again, away from path types and into water rides as well. Because we've got enough path types, I think. Right, so butterfly effect. So for example, it's called butterfly effect because a popular way of, I guess, a popular example for that concept is that if a butterfly in, say, New York flapped its wings, then that could cause a hurricane or a storm in Japan, for example. So the butterfly flaps its wings, and through that it creates... Well, maybe. Okay, so here's the thing. So the butterfly flaps its wings, which causes it to fly. The butterfly flying then attracts the attention of a bird of prey, which then swoops down to try to catch the butterfly. But however, because the butterfly is flying so erratically, the bird of prey doesn't catch it and instead misses it, which means it's just that little extra bit more hungry, which means that when it smells food at, say, a cafe, it goes in to see if there are maybe crumbs, like maybe a crow or something. Yeah? So then it goes over in search for crumbs, and somebody opens the door, gets out, almost stumbles over the bird. Maybe the bird scares the person. So the person maybe just bought his coffee, or her coffee, whatever, and then because they're so scared, they drop the coffee. The coffee's spilled. Now, so now instead of getting into a taxi cab and driving away to their job or whatever they're doing, and this one doesn't have a view. Oh, no, it does, actually. One view, maybe. No, several. It just has outside views. But that's okay. It's just another little ride, because we need to get the park value up, so I'm just going to place another ride. Right. So because normally they'd have just gotten into a taxi cab and gone to work, right? But because they spilled the coffee, they dropped it on the ground, they turn around, buy a new cup of coffee, right? And because of that, they are just maybe a minute or so late. They get a different taxi cab with a driver who is much more responsible than the driver of the taxi cab they would have gotten before. Now, because of that, that driver is driving more carefully. The other taxi cab crashes into oncoming traffic because he thought he could run a red light and get away with it, which the other cab driver couldn't. But the one that they're with now was careful. So they're not in an accident, which means that they make it to work. Yes, they're a bit late, but they make it to work safely. Now, they make it to work safely, which means that they get a contract from their boss. Which means, which otherwise one of their colleagues would have gotten. And now since they've got it, maybe it's, I don't know. What could they? Okay, well let's just say he. It could just about easily be she, but let's just say he for this example, so it's easier for me to talk about this person. So let's say he works in. Okay, let's say he's an engineer for airplanes, aircraft engineer. Yeah, so he gets a contract for this. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna ride this ride just because. By the way, this is a very intense ride, so you can already look up. Yeah, so let's say he designs parts of aircraft, and he now gets the job of designing a new engine, a new type of ramjet. Yeah. And because this specific person, because he got that contract, he puts his ideas in it. So maybe this new engine works with some sort of salt or dust-based system to soak up the condensation within the cooling pipes. Yeah? And because of that system, aircraft in a few years' time, now thousands of aircraft fly around with these huge dust tanks on them because they're using this new type of engine, right? So then there's, but with one of these aircraft, types, builds, as I should say, that use this new engine, there's a drastic flaw in them, which means, okay, let's say that hundreds of aircraft companies bought these. That's weird. I'm just going to save it like this. Bought this specific type of aircraft, and now there are hundreds of them flying around, if not thousands of them, and there's this one thing where at a certain altitude there's a chance that the dust tanks rupture. Yeah? The dust tanks rupture with this specific aircraft design. Yeah? Which means that over the course of maybe a week or so, these new aircraft, almost every single one of them, okay, well, let's say 50% of them, this happens to. That means that there is now an incredible amount of dust spread throughout that part, if it's localized, if they're all localized, these aircraft. This huge dust cloud is now set free. And that's what causes rain. If dust or sand particles bond with steam, essentially, with clouds, yeah? That causes it to rain. Yeah, and then rain, if that causes it to rain a lot. Now, rain can change the temperature, can change pressure regions, which then can cause a storm. So you can see how that butterfly flapping its wings caused a storm on the other side of the world. And that essentially is the butterfly effect. That tiny, inconsequential things can have drastic consequences, unpredictable consequences. Blame a butterfly on an earthquake. Wait. Blame a butterfly on an earthquake. So the butterfly is responsible for the earthquake. No, the earthquake is responsible for the butterfly. You really have given as literal as an example as you could think of, haven't you? Well, that is why it's called the butterfly effect, because the butterfly flapping its wings caused the storm. Small thing with massive consequences. Yes. Right, so what should we build next? We've got the windsurfer, but that requires a lake, and we don't have any water here. So I'll actually change the research then. Instead of water rides, let's just put in more... Well, let's just go full in other rides and attractions. Hershey's Kissing Tower. Right. Oh, we've got the bots watching again. How nice of them. Alright, I completely forgot to put in scenery on these, around these things, so I'm actually just going to do that now. I think with a crooked house, maybe some orange flowers would look nice. Kind of Halloween-y a bit. But did the butterfly flapping its wings causing something of huge consequences actually happen? Well, the theory is that those kind of things are happening all the time. That things like most beautiful, as I'm placing more flowers. Great. That's the theory. That if you're that basically, yeah, that basically that, if not that exact scenario, but similar scenarios are happening all the time. That maybe it's not a butterfly, maybe it's something else, maybe it's maybe it's a cricket. Yeah, maybe it's a cricket. So actually I'm going to place a large oak here somewhere if it fits. Right, so that's nice. Yeah, so that, yeah, maybe a cricket chirps and that causes something, but it doesn't have to be insects. It could be something as inconsequential as you as you getting out of bed with your left foot instead of your right foot. Yeah? Something is as inconsequential as that. Yeah? And the theory behind that is that trying to understand how the world works and exactly what things cause what and trying to predict things is a fool's errand. It's impossible. Everything is chaos, and yeah, I am removing these because I want to place them closer in first, because you can't really see them outside. Yeah, and that's the theory. So if it's true, then yes, all these things are happening all the time, everywhere. Which is interesting. Yeah, I think Griffordia is a bot. The name doesn't come up if I at. Yeah, it's that's probably a good way of figuring that out, actually. Right, so now what? Actually, why not? Let's put in some prehistoric walls. Why not? So I'm just going to put them in like this, just to sort of cut this little area off a little. Oh, one thing's been fixed, two things broke down. Oops, didn't mean to delete that tree. I'll place it down a little bit. Oh, another thing broke down. Yeah, I might need to up the maintenance frequency on those. Like that, maybe. Although things are being fixed quite quickly, so that's a good thing. Right, so like this. I think that looks okay. I just need to replace that tree. Which one was it? Small ash, I think it was. Let's like that. Oh, and things have been fixed. That's great. Actually, I am going to place some more trees behind that. Maybe some small oaks like this. Oh, they're actually looking much greener here than on the little image. Wonder why that is. Just so that the fence doesn't stand out as much. And yes, I do realize this is costing quite a bit of money. But we are making quite the profit at the moment. So we should have enough money to put in a roller coaster soon. Another one. Right. Over here. Well, let's finally put in some chess figures here. Why not? I'm not sure if this makes any sense, the way these are positioned. I don't think so. But then again, probably neither had the people that were placing these. I'm just going to place another few pawns in here. And then I'm actually going to paint the ground underneath it. And I could put in water for the water rides, I mean. But actually, why not like this? Just a weird chessboard. But that would mean that I would need to pay a lot of money for that. And I'd rather use that for roller coasters, to be honest. We were thinking about phrase, create one out of the blue. Go. What do you mean about that? We were thinking about phrase. Not sure what you mean about that. Put the chess pieces near the Cheshire Cat ride. Well, it is kind of near it. It's just across this bit. Phrases. We were thinking about phrases and talking. Alright. Thinking and talking, exactly. I tend to do that when I'm reading it quickly. I think it's just, alright, that word, I recognize that it's not that word. Sorry. We were talking about phrases. Create one out of the blue. Go. Okay. The world is only as pitiful as you make it out to be. There you go. That's a phrase. Made it out of the blue. You know the butterfly effect. Basically, come up with a phrase. Yeah. Yeah, I might need to put in a little connection road somewhere. Because the mechanics seem to have a long way to go around. Or I guess I could put in some patrolling areas. Oh, he's thinking about quitting. What's wrong? I've just had about enough. Well, I'll try to maybe train this one as well. Maybe that would help. Train this one. Maybe try a more metaphorical one, like people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Oh, like that. Oh, actually, one thing. You can... Actually, where is this guy? Right, so you can actually change the color of the uniforms for specific staff members. So you can see I've changed this one to red. Right, okay. Well, let's see. If the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, then its roots grow all the further. That sounds wise and prophetic, doesn't it? Right. So what could we place? What could we place? Oh, we've only got 4 minutes left. Wow, that went really quick. We've only got 4 minutes left. Okay, Ferris wheel. Giant Ferris wheel. And that means... Well, basically, I only made it up on the fly, but if you want to assign it meaning, I guess that, well, the phrase, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, means that children are like their parents. So if children are not like their parents, then I guess the reach of the roots probably means that, well, I guess that even though the children aren't like their parents, the influence of the parents and how they brought up their children has all the greater range. So yes, a child could be like their parents, exactly like their parents, but then that could maybe die away quickly. I was saying that metaphorically, but maybe literally. Although, if the children are very different from the parents, then that might have a specific reason. That maybe the children don't want to be as... treat their children the way that they've been treated, which means that maybe they put much more... it's much more important to them. Actually, I didn't mean to do that. It's much more important to them that their children have a specific set of ideals. Ideals which they would have appreciated if their parents had. And that way, their influence could be felt much, much farther for many more generations than if the children are brought up like their parents may, because obviously everybody tries to make their own path, and that could maybe be the reason behind that. But that's just off the top of my head what that phrase could possibly mean. It could mean something completely different. I literally just made it up. Oh yeah, I forgot it was only an hour. Actually, I'm going to go into this ride. Other one, please. Oh, no, not like that. Oh, where is it? Interior, like this. Right, so let's just ride this Ferris wheel. Oh yeah, I forgot it was only an hour. Yeah, it is only an hour. That's really good. That's phenomenal, man. You mean the thing about the roots reach all the further? Like the thing with if the apple does not fall far from the tree, the roots reach all the further? Do you mean that's phenomenal? Or the Ferris wheel? You do get quite a good view from up here. Not as good as from the Hershey's Kissing Tower, but this one is nice. Yeah, coming up with that on the spot. Mr. W, I've been a GM for many years. I've got quite a bit of experience coming up with stuff that sounds wise on the spot. Anyway, having ridden the Ferris wheel, actually, might be you can actually zoom out and view the ride like this, so as it goes around. But yeah. Actually, what's the pricing on this? £2, that's fine. That is fine. Okay, I'm going to... Well, that's okay as well. So, this is the park so far. Okay, well, I'll just quickly check on what our thing is, our park value. Park value is, well, let's see. That's about 80,000, I'd guess? 80,000? No, less than that. Maybe 76,000. So we've still got a bit of thing to go, and we just need to play some more rides, do more things. But yeah, there's our park so far. I think it's coming along quite nicely. Especially when on this map with it's like cradled by these mountains. Anyway, yes. Also, yes, I do sometimes like to watch the people walking around the park and buying things, for example. So, like looking over here, you can see she didn't want to buy something. Don't know why. Maybe she just didn't want it. Though he's just bought fries, and you can actually see he's holding them in his hand with a map in the other hand, because the people actually hold the things in their hand that they're carrying. Good game, as I said in the first episode. Right, so... Okay, save. And quit. And quit. So, that's so much detail. Thumbnail? Right, thanks for reminding me. Yes, I had that in the back of my mind when I zoomed out to look at the park. That's probably what I'm going to use. Either that or from the inside of one of the rides. Maybe actually a photo of the Cheshire Cat ride when it's finished, like with the roof and everything. Might do that. Anyway, I'm going to upload this to YouTube later this evening. So you can just check on it there if you want to know what I've chosen. Anyway, yes, it is a lot of detail, and thanks for joining me on the stream, whether you're watching this live or archived, whether you've got an account or are a bot, or whether you don't have an account, doesn't matter. Thank you, and I'll see you on Monday. Actually, right, Mr. W. Remember, Kango Fango is streaming tomorrow. Because I just want to remind you, because you said you wanted to watch. Anyway, right, so, thank you, and bye!